So in the next year, it could actually become successful. I'm just going to say that.
But you're saying it's because of Linux, though.
Dude, it has to. Cloud was like, it's okay. We have to do like DNA testing, okay? Because if you could do a DNA test on cloud, what cloud is, you would see it's a direct descendant from Linux. I mean, because its philosophies, its matrix, its makeup, it goes too well.
I don't get it, dude. It doesn't have to be. Why can't I create some type of software and put a server up and have a cloud?
Because software alone doesn't make a cloud. Just because you can log into a website and process a picture doesn't make it cloud computing. You have to have a lot of redundancy. You have to have a lot of scalability. You have to have the ability to have entire data centers go down and to have a seamless experience to the end user as well.
You don't think Microsoft has enough money to do that? To create all Microsoft servers and and create redundancy? Nothing you just said there means there has to be Linux on it.
Well, because, yes, I believe Microsoft can, but I believe me as a company cannot afford to pay Microsoft to have them do that for me.
I got you.
And with Linux, it's such a low barrier of entry, makes it so much easier to set up data centers at near zero cost, except for the hardware, of course.
So why do you think Microsoft's doing this?
Because they have to. They have to. I mean, already a majority of the internet servers do not run on Microsoft. You know, that's already a given. It's already a fact. Up to 80% of the internet runs on Linux, Unix, and Solaris, I think it is, the three. So they don't have a choice. And I'll say Red Hat just upped the game a little bit yesterday, today. They're now going to offer 10 years of support on each release of their OS.
Wow.
So you could technically, very technically, install an operating system once, never reboot it for 10 years because they can use K-Splice with real-time kernel upgrading without rebooting, and not have to reinstall or upgrade for 10 years.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
That's just silly.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So we'll see where Azure goes. For now, that's it.
Yeah.
We'll just move on.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing, there's a clip I want you to play, Steve, and this is actually about Microsoft Connect.
Okay.
I would be surprised if there's like 2% of the population of the US doesn't know what a Microsoft Connect is. It's so frigging popular.
I agree.
And I'm not going to say they open sourced it, but what I believe they did was they open sourced the API for the Microsoft Connect, which makes it super easy for anyone and anything to interact with the hardware of the Connect.
Neat.
Okay. And yeah, this video I found very interesting. And then like 4 seconds, right at like the 54-second mark, I believe I saw something even more interesting. Steve, can you play that clip for us?
Sure can.
We have several fields of interest in our company. Some of them are related to hardware, to embedded platforms, embedded computing, but the one we have won the contest with is one related to healthcare. This is where we have been working with Microsoft Kinect.
When I received the Kinect, I was told to study the device, to take advantage of the different technology, allowing the user to use the different applications and programs in a natural way. Our main intention was to try to provide to the doctors a first version of the product in order to get their feedback.
We are not working in this voice application because the doctors want to use it. But till now, what they are trying is using the gestures.
Wow.
It's situated inside the operating room. In this way, they can avoid potential bacterial infections.
It's amazing to have a product, to have a device that...
What the hell?
We have several fields. Performance was something incredible. Performance was something. Performance was something incredible when you are talking about 3D.
I think that Microsoft is doing a wonderful thing with providing all the developing community with this technology.
One great thing of Kinect is that you have a lot of things inside this small package.
We hope that this system will be installed in the different operating theaters.
It's kind of cool for the doctors to use this kind of technology where they don't have to touch anything.
We are going to integrate technology in our life in a simple way.
What we have seen is only the beginning.
It's amazing.
Right now, if you can, Steve, go back to 146, I believe. 145, 146.
Something of Kinect is that it's kind of cool for the doctors.
Technology in our life in a simple way.
Right there.
What we have seen is only the beginning.
Right there. Did you see the up-close shot of the screen?
They don't have to
Yeah,
touch
let me
anything.
pause it there.
We are going to integrate technology in our life in a simple way.
What we have seen is only the beginning.
Right there.
Oh my gosh.
What is that you see there, Steve?
Ubuntu?
Damn right. Okay. Here's the gimmick. In that whole video, all you heard was Microsoft, 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 Microsoft. Okay. Granted, they made the Connect. They open source the API. But would you feel comfortable going into an operating room and knowing that computer screen could be SOD or it could get Windows updates?
I would be a little disconcerted just seeing an Xbox 360 logo on the monitor.
Right. Well, I think what they're doing here is beyond smart and ingenuitive. What they're trying to make is a hands-free system so doctors can use 3D object modeling and look at X-rays, look at MRIs without touching a computer, keyboard, mouse, and also to like change to look at X-rays and all kinds of stuff. So they don't have to touch anything while they're getting information for the surgery.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Granted, I don't like seeing an Xbox 360 logo in the OR, but I'll say it doesn't shock me in the least that they're running this on Ubuntu.
Huh.
Because A, the hardware costs are much less. The operating system is much more stable. There's no chance of, beach balling, BSODs, Windows updates. You can easily just have it a static system. With that said, I would really hope it's not on the internet, no matter what.
No matter what. Firefox logo up there.
Firefox and the Ubuntu 10.04 application system in places.
Oh,
meant.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. So if you look at the video right at 145, 146, you can clear as night see they're running it on Ubuntu. And the actual company itself, you go to their page, literally, it's like a 4-page site. Not much information there at all, but it's an interesting technology. Supposedly, one hospital has already started using this.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And my comment on the show notes is, yeah, it's on a Linux box. Bang in your face.
I'll make sure Paul includes that.
Yeah, I couldn't help but say that because, I'd like to say, hey, Balmer, you see this? Hey, they're using Linux. Okay, now this next thing, this is another video. We've never had so many videos before. I'll say that.
That's okay. We are able to. We have the technology.
Well, and I figured, I asked you a couple days ago, would you mind if we got pulled from YouTube for, copyright violation crap? And you said, hell no. So this show, I'm taking advantage of it. Okay.
Well, this video didn't get pulled down, so.
Right. Well, I think it's made before copyright.
Oh, gotcha.
That's my belief in it. I don't know. But okay. Before we show this video, okay, there's a bunch of things I have to really explain about it first. I was thinking about explaining it afterwards, but I think before, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is a speech from a Charlie Chaplin movie. I.e. a speaking role for Charlie Chaplin. That wasn't popular, okay? He thought speaking moving pictures was a fad. He thought silent was where it was at. And this is a satire-esque movie about Hitler, about World War II and Nazis and all that kind of stuff. If you watch the video, you can see people are wearing XX things on their shirt instead of SS. He has a mustache like Hitler. My dad told me the gist of the movie because I haven't had time to watch it yet. Hitler, or this guy who's in Hitler, he has a different name, was in fact Jewish. He was known to be, while this whole war was going on, but he was in the German army. He saved a very prominent person after a plane crash, and that prominent person took him under his wing, and then he blossomed. Now he's the leader of this movement, and he's asked to give his first speech ever. And he's like, what? A speech? So this is the speech we're going to see. Now, there's a couple things I got to also say. Because of that, we're going to have to replace a couple things in the speech. When he says soldiers, because he's speaking to the troops, I would hear the word humans. Number one.
Okay.
When he says aeroplane and the radio, replace that with satellites and internet, something from today's. And I'll tell you, I don't know why, but uncannily from the first second I heard this video, in my mind, what was going on was talking about FLOSS software, free open source software, and the old media models and the old business models and the old white cracker way of thinking about how things should be done. And I honestly found this to be, dare I say, a moving speech, even though it's 60 plus years old.
Yes, it was. It is.
But I had to say to Mitch, 60 years young. Because Mitch isn't old, he's young.
Yes.
So, and Mitch Heyman over at Geeksearch.tv. So I know this is a longer video, Steve. Okay. And what I ask the listeners to do, have patience. For all the other shows where we had no video, I'm making up for it in this one show. And then next week, we're probably going to be back to absolutely no video at all.
It doesn't matter. This is a speech. This is audio.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And it is about 4 minutes long.
Yep. All right. You ready?
Sure.
There we go. He's up at the podium. He's just staring at...
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate. the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God